Test.
เปลี่ยนเทสเสียงเหรอโอเคขับเมาส์ออกขับเมาส์ออกสวัสดีครับอาจารย์ครับผม
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone is welcome to join. And we shall start with our first participant, which happens to be Jordan Leach from Bangkok. Jordan?
Good evening, Tanajab.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
Good.
I'm always surprised that I end up being the first one. I don't know if that's it's some. I usually only log in 10 minutes before, so I don't know how it happens, but
I think the one who decide who to come in and select who comes in first, I guess.
okay.
Yeah. Kun boy admin.
Lucky me. Well, I know. I've heard that when Langta Mahabua was giving his talks, he would advise people listening to meditate while they listened. Would it be appropriate for me to recite my mantra Bhutto while I'm listening to other
No,
to your
you
responses?
you should pay attention to the conversation because we want to learn, not to meditate. If you want to meditate, you can just turn off the program and be quiet.
Okay. I don't mean while you and I are talking, but I meant while you're talking.
I mean, if you are, it depends on where you are, what you want to do. If you want to meditate, then you should just be in a quiet room by yourself.
Okay.
But if you want to listen to Dhamma talk, then you should pay attention to Dhamma talk.
Okay.
Yeah, and by paying attention to Dhamma talk, it's also a form of mindfulness.
Okay.
It can prevent you from thinking about other things at the same time. If you pay attention to what you listen to. So you don't need to use mantra or watch your breath. By listening to Dhamma talk, by paying attention to the talk itself, you are actually meditating and also developing wisdom at the same time.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad I asked that question.
Sometimes people don't understand. They listen to Dhamma talk, but they keep reciting Bhutto. So where are they going to be? Which one they're going to pay attention to? The mantra or the Dhamma talk? So they're in conflict.
That makes sense.
It makes the mind become multitasking, and that's what you don't want to do. You want to keep the mind singular, concentrated on one object. So it's either listening to the talk itself, or if you want to use mantra, then you just turn off the sound and don't listen to the sound. And then pay attention to your mantra. Or if you're using the breath, pay attention to your breath. Only one thing. You want to unite the mind to become one. Normally, the mind is scattered into many different directions, into the past, to the future, to this or that, to this place and that place. It's all over. And you want to unite them to become one, singular.
And when we're reciting Bhutto, we're trying to make the mind become one, singular, like you said. So now it makes sense to me that we wouldn't want to be also listening at the same time. It sort of defeats the purpose, doesn't it?
That's right.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
Well, my dad wanted me to let you know that he can't make it today. He's busy with work, I think. So he's sorry about that.
Yeah, I don't see him on the screen here.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Don't tell him not to worry about it.
Okay, I will.
It's no big deal whether you attend or not attend. It's just an informal sort of a meeting,
Yeah.
So everybody is not obligated to join or not join.
Yeah, he really likes to come to these meetings, though. It's really important to him. So I have another question. I've heard that wrong views are incredibly difficult for people to let go of, and that people's wrong views can travel with them for many, many lifetimes even. And I'm wondering how people can start to identify their wrong views and start to overcome them.
Well, the three main things you can watch for is if you think that there's a person, a self, this is wrong view in anything, in human being, in animals, in trees, in whatever. There are no self in this thing. So if you see a self in something, then this is wrong view. If you see a self in the body, there's a self in the body, then this is wrong view. And if you see permanent in the body, this is also wrong view, because the body is impermanent. And if you see the body will give you happiness, this is wrong view also. The body will give you pain, give you stress. So this is wrong view. The right view is to see the body as not a self entity, no self. It's just a combination of the four elements. And everything else is the same. I'm just giving the example of the body. Anything, they are all inanimate. There is no self in of anything. But we generally think of the body as a self. There's somebody in the body.
Hmm.
And in fact, there is no self in the body, because if you cut up the body or divide the body into parts, into body parts, you couldn't find a self in the body, right? If you separate the body out,
Sure.
on the body parts, you separate them all out. You don't find a self in there. You just find the 32 parts. So this is what you want to develop right view by trying to separate all the parts of the body. When they combine, they become a self. But when you separate them, they're just 32 parts, right?
It's like pieces of meat at the butcher shop.
Yeah. On the automobile, if you separate the parts of the automobile, then there's no automobile, right? They're just wheels, they're just auto parts, but no automobile.
That's right. Okay. That's maybe an easier way to approach that kind of thinking.
So if you see anything as a self, if you see your father's body as a self, as there's no your father is not in the body. The father who's talking to you is not the body. He uses the body as the means of communication. We use the body as the means of communicating with each other. But we are the thinker, the knower. And the thinker and knower is not a self either, it's just a function, thinking and knowing. Understand?
I do. I understand.
Yeah. First, you separate the four elements from the fifth element, from the knowing element. And you know the four element, the body is just merely made up of the four elements. Then you are left with the knowing element, which has the ability to think, to feel, to remember. But this is just an element having this function, having this ability. But there's no self in this element either. No self in the knowing element, no self in the four elements, the body.
I have to learn more about these elements. Are these the khandas you were talking?
No, this is they call the dhatu. The dhatu.
The dhatu. Okay.
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 Well, simply put, everything that exists, the combination of these six elements, combination of one or separately, they're in a separate form, or sometimes they are in a combined form.
Okay. Okay. So the regular four that we generally talk
yeah,
about, and
is
then
the
as well
body.
as space and knowing are the
Yeah.
other two.
And
Is
the
that
knowing, the knowing element, we cannot see it because it's not physical. It's
Okay.
mental, invisible to the eyes of the body. But we can see it when we meditate. When we calm the mind down, then we can start to see the knowing element.
when we are
When the
when
mind
our
becomes
samadhi
calm.
gets to a certain
Yeah.
level.
When the
Okay.
body, when the knowing element separates from the body,
Okay.
the-
Okay.
and all that is never just a knowing element.
That's what I'm going for.
Yeah.
First step.
So everything that exists in this galaxy or universe or both the physical and the spiritual universe, they are just made up from these 6 elements. They form and they separate, they form and they disintegrate. So we have creation and destruction. We have birth and death. Okay.
So,
just to see them all as elements. There's no self, nobody. Nobody is born and nobody dies.
anicca, anatta.
Yeah.
In other words.
If you see everything as anicca, dukkha, anatta, then you have right view. If you see
Okay.
opposite of it, then you're having wrong view.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ajaan.
Okay. How's your Thai coming along?
Well, I can come up with some decent sentences that have a proper structure. When sometimes I have a hard time, on the spot. But when I have time and I'm just I have to prepare.
And you talk to people on the street.
Yeah, sometimes every day I try to order my food in Thai, and I'm I'm learning a lot of. I have a lot of new words as well. But yeah, it's the sentence structure that's tricky.
And the tone, I think.
The tone I'm okay with it.
Same word to you might mean different thing due to the tone that you use.
Right.
Rising or falling.
Yeah. So Thai people are very patient, though. At least they don't. I'm so worried about offending people using the wrong tone, but people seem to
like
be.
The word cow. These are 3 words. Cow.
Right.
Cow means white color.
White and rice and
Cow means news, and cow means rice.
Okay.
Cow.
What about Cauchion?
Cauchion, that's another word. It's Cow. That's the mountain.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm working on it. Coming along. Should have some basic
I think that's
foundation in a couple months.
Most foreigners find difficult is the tone. They cannot.
Oh, we don't think about the tone in English. We don't think about the tone.
Yeah. Okay. Just be patient and just take it one step at a time. Eventually, you absorb them into your consciousness, and they become natural.
Okay. Thank you. I'll just stick with it and be patient. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Good luck. Go to Malaysia, Alvin. You speak some Thai, right, Alvin?
Oh no, it's not that. Yeah. No, I don't speak any Thai. I'm just a bit like my thing, right?
My pen right.
Yeah, King Cow.
King Cow. Okay.
Because I'm from up north, Kelantan.
Close to the Thai border.
Yeah, close to the Thai border. So my grandmother speaks Thai. My late grandmother speaks Thai. Tan Ajaan, I got a question in terms of sampajana and sati. Sampajana is always, translate as awareness, and sati is mindfulness, right?
It means continuous mindfulness. Sampajanya means continuous mindfulness.
Okay.
Mindfulness can sometimes come on and off. But if you maintain it, then it becomes sampachanya.
I see. So it's continuous. So mindfulness is just momentary, right?
That's right. So we want to make mindfulness to become sampachanya, constantly mindful.
Constantly. Okay.
Always here now, not going here and there, forgetting this and that. Always aware of the present.
So that
Always aware of an object that you use for mindfulness. Always aware of Buddha. Always aware of what the body is doing, for instance. This is having sampachanya.
So that is more of a okay, I understand. And Ajaan, I got another question regarding what Jordan asked just now on the wrong view. So in this case, right, Ajaan, to everyone, even the Sotapanna, Anagami, and Sakadagami, they got a certain level of wrong view, right? Only an Arahant has completely eradicated the wrong view, right?
That's right. Sotapanna get rid of the wrong view of the body. He knows it's just a four element, but he still thinks the mind is the self. So it has to be the Arahant who finally see that even the mind is not a self, it's just a knowing element.
So as a Putujana, right, Ajaan, at the theoretical level, we know anicca, anatta, and dukkha. I mean, is that part of getting rid of the wrong view? Can we consider that we have started to try to get rid of wrong view, even though it's only at theoretical level?
It is a beginning, but it's not the end result yet. You have to actually be able to let go of your attachment to really prove that you don't see it as yourself, like the body. You must be ready to let it die, let it get sick, let it, whatever happens to the body, you just you don't care, as if you see the body as being somebody else's body. Like something happens to me, you're not worried, right? But if something happens to your body, you start to worry. If you worry about your body, then you still consider your body as yourself. But if you don't worry about the body, just like you don't worry about other people's body, then you see your body as somebody else, not yourself.
Yeah. So all of us still have a very high level of, I mean, if we haven't entered the stream, we still have a very high level of wrong view.
You first have to use theoretical to teach your mind to prepare for the reality. Like right now, you try to train your mind to think of the body as impermanent, subjected to aging, sickness, and death. And whether you can let go of it or not, it depends on when you actually meet the reality. When you get sick, and the doctor say you only have 6 months left to live. See how you feel. If you say, okay, I know this is not my body, it's going to happen, and it doesn't affect me a bit, then you pass the test. Right? But you start to worry, start to feel anxious, fearful, then you haven't yet seen the truth of the body. You still cling to your body as yourself.
Fear of death is still there.
I think lots of people got the misunderstanding that once they can think logically, they think they have become enlightened, without actually meeting the test yet, meeting the examination. It's like doing the homework. You can do the homework, but can you pass the examination or not? That's another thing altogether different. So now there are a lot of people who think intellectually and they understand the nature of the body as anicca, dukkha, anatta, and they say, yeah, I can see, I understand. And they think they become enlightened by that fact. But it's just intellectual understanding, not the actual understanding.
Yes.
Actual understanding is when the body starts to become sick or might be dying, and there you can find whether your mind, how you might react to it. If you might act with calm, equanimity, yeah, then you pass the test. If you're anxious, if you worry, you're afraid, then you still cling to your body. So I think there's a lot of misunderstanding. People thought that you can become enlightened intellectually without having to practice some samadhi, or keeping the 8 precepts, for instance.
Yeah.
Or going to a retreat, I think it's a waste of time sitting in meditation. And you don't get anything from meditation, they think. You get wisdom from intellectual reasoning. But that's only half of the story. Because in Buddhism we have 3 levels of knowledge or wisdom, right? The first level is the learning from somebody, like the Buddha teaching us the 3 characteristics of existence. And so we learn, we start to know about the 3 characteristics of existence. But then we keep thinking about this and apply to our body by looking at it, by thinking about it. And this is the second level. But these 2 levels are not yet capable of getting rid of your attachment. You need the third level, which means the kind of knowledge supported by a mind with equanimity, samatha bhavana. You need to practice samatha bhavana to get to equanimity. Once you have equanimity, then you can apply the wisdom that you learned from the Buddha, that you have been contemplating, and apply and teach your mind when you get sick or when you die, that this is just not your body. And if you have a calm mind, if you have equanimity, then your mind remains calm and not affected by the sickness or death of the body. So you need to go to the third level of knowledge or wisdom in order for you to be able to get rid of your dukkha, your anxiety, your pain, your worry, your fear. Okay? You heard of the 3 levels of wisdom in Buddhism: Sutta Maya Panya, Cinta Maya Panya, Bhavana Maya Panya.
Yeah, I think you mentioned before. It's just I keep on forgetting, not mindful enough. Yeah.
Sutta means listening to the Dhamma talks or study the suttas, knowledge from the sutta. And then from what you read, then you want to maintain this knowledge by constantly contemplating, thinking about it. This is Cinta Maya Panya, contemplation, to remind you that everything is anicca, dukkha, anatta. And then the third level, the one that will kill your problem, is to use this to get rid of your attachment or your cravings for the body, for anything. Because you will see that if you crave for or you cling for something, you can get dukkha. If you don't want to get dukkha, you have to let go. Whatever you cling to, you have to let go. Be it your own body or somebody else's body, or your possession, your money, your anything. You can become stressful if you cling to them, and you have to when you have to leave them or when they will leave you, when they're leaving you. But if you see that this is normal, this is impermanent, everything comes and goes, and so you stop clinging, you accept the truth, then there will be no stress or anxiety or sadness when things separate from you, leave you. Okay. So you need to practice samadhi. You need to meditate to calm your mind into the fourth jhana. No way. People think that they use the example of when the Buddha when he gave Dhamma talks and people became enlightened, but they don't know the audience. That this audience they already have jhana. See, the Buddha taught to the 5 ascetics, the first group of people, and they all have jhanas already. What they don't have is the Four Noble Truths and the 3 characteristics of existence. So when the Buddha showed them this thing, they can become enlightened right away. They can let go of their attachment to their body right away.
I heard of that, yes. Some teachers say that listen to the Dhamma, then you can become a Sotapan.
Yeah, we now read the Dhamma, the same sutta that the Buddha gave to the 5 ascetics, but we don't become enlightened, do we?
Yeah.
Because we don't have jhanas, right?
Yes.
If we have jhana, I guarantee you can also become enlightened.
That's true.
Why should the Buddha teach Samma Samadhi then? Samma Sati, Samma Samadhi, right mindfulness, right samadhi. Because you need to have equanimity. You have to be able to let go. If you have equanimity, then you can let go. Okay. I'll go to Bangkok, to Titima. How are you? You still keep the
นมัส
eight
การค่ะ
precept?
อาจารย์ Yes, I keep it.
Okay.
I don't have any question at the moment.
All right. Go to Kokseng. Kokseng. Where are you? Singapore?
Oh,
Still?
no. I'm in Wat Yen now.
What year now? Yeah, I think the background kind of indicates so, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
How long you staying?
Until next Monday.
How long have you been here now?
Oh, I just arrived this afternoon, and at first I was a bit surprised that I was thinking that I'll be staying in the dormitory style because I did not choose to stay at the Kaohsiung. So when I walked towards where the office told me, then I was surprised. How come it's a single? It's a double story kuti. Yeah, so it's a surprise for me. Yeah.
Yeah, for the male practitioners, since there are not so many of them, so they build some houses for male practitioner instead. But with women, there's a lot of women who come, so they build dormitory style for women to stay.
Yeah. So
but there's a very limited number. I think they can only take them maybe less than 10 people at a time.
I think there are only 4 kutis compartments.
Yeah, 4 complexes.
Yeah.
4 duplexes, I think they're called duplexes.
Yes. Yeah. So I have to get used to staying alone. Yes.
Why are you afraid of something?
So something physically is away from the comfort of what I'm get used to in Singapore, all the conveniences. So now I have to go back to the basics. Yeah. So I will learn to live together with the nature.
Yeah, it shows you how much attachment you have to things. Now you don't have them, so you start to have you have to make adjustment.
Yeah.
So you can see this is as impermanent. You used to have all the comfort. Now all those comfort is gone. So what is left is dukkha for you.
Yes.
So if you want to overcome this dukkha, you have to meditate until your mind becomes calm, have equanimity, and then you will be able to accept this new reality.
Okay. Yeah. I will put in effort.
So don't do anything. Try to meditate, Bhutto. Try to meditate as much as possible. You'll find that your mind will steadily become accepting your new reality, and not cling for the old reality.
Okay, I will try.
Okay. Any question?
Yeah, that's all, Prajan.
Okay.
Thank
Go to
you.
Marcia, if I pronounce your name right, from Las Vegas, if I remember correctly. Or...
Good morning and thank you. I'm from Ohio,
Ohio,
USA.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah.
but I did a meditation retreat in February in
I
Las
see.
Vegas.
Okay.
So I had described my meditation practice the last time I was here. And, I get to these empty places, but there's still like a tension there. And then I start to doubt my practice. And then I think, where's the peace? Why am I not finding the peace? And then I thought,
yeah, you haven't yet got there. See? You haven't yet got there.
so how do you
Continue
actually
on.
get?
Continue on with your concentration, your focus on your meditation object. Don't stop.
Okay. And then I was wondering too, with all these states, like you're supposed to have some joy and tranquility, and then you go to equanimity, and to get to the end of the line, then we're supposed to be disenchanted. And so how do you move from the peace of samatha into the realization that there's nothing worth holding on to, and you just give it all up?
These are two different separate practices. When you meditate, you want to calm your mind and to let go of everything temporarily, to develop the ability to let go. When you meditate, you're actually letting go of everything. Once you have this ability, then when you come out of meditation, you start to see all the possession that you have to be impermanent, that one day, sooner or later, you will have to lose them. Then you teach your mind to let go of them, see. Then you can do it because you have the ability to let go. Then once you have that, once you get into that stillness of the mind, once you have equanimity. So there are two separate practices. When you meditate, you want to get to equanimity, where your mind will not cling to anything temporarily when you're in that state. And when you come out, you have some remaining equanimity that you can apply to whatever things that you are attached to, and try to see if you can let go of it.
See, I've been trying to look where I'm clinging right in the meditation. Is that wrong?
Wrong. When you meditate, you want to stop thinking. See? You don't want to think at all. You want to still the mind.
Okay, I still have a lot of work to do. All
So
right, thank you.
just keep concentrating on your meditation object, and don't worry about the sequence of the process. It might not be exactly the same like you read from the text, so don't worry. Sometimes you can go from 1 to 4th jhana without going to the 2nd or 3rd, like falling from a high place. Suddenly you just fall into falling from a high place, and then your mind become totally still, and everything just disappears. All you have is just emptiness and peace of mind, and equanimity.
Yeah, I've had that happen, and it's like, and then I'm wondering, should that be happening again? And I know that I can't recreate it. It's like
It's the same process. If you do the same thing again, you'll get it again. But the problem is we don't do it the same way like when we did it the first time. We start to think about the result that we get last time and wishing for it to happen. If you do this, it will never happen. You have to come back to just watching your breath or reciting the mantra.
the very hardest thing
Don't
to do.
don't
What's
anticipate.
that?
Don't anticipate. Don't hope. Just
Mm,
forget about the result. Just concentrate on the work that you have to do. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
All right.
That's it.
Okay. Good luck to you. Go to
Thank you.
Mike Sheffield from New York. You might have to go to work soon. Do you have any question?
Ajaan, thank you so much. I wasn't here last week because of we in the States we have daylight savings time, and I didn't realize you didn't practice that in Thailand as well. So I tried to log on an hour earlier. But I'm actually at my work right now. I'm taking this call because of the difference in time. But I'm very grateful for this time. I guess I've in my work I've been working on a piece on storehouse consciousness, or Alaya Vijnana, and I was curious to hear from you if you believe that storehouse consciousness is something that we can access in our one life, or is it something that you can only access if you're an enlightened person? I'm just curious if you have any thoughts about Alaya Vijnana.
What do you mean by storehouse consciousness?
In the Alaya Vijnana, it's it's like having that emotions or memories from either a past life or just like something that's been buried that you can access either through meditation or something that is maybe even like from a past life.
Yes, this is possible with some meditator, not every meditator. Some meditator might have developed this special ability in the past lives. And so when they meditate and when the mind becomes calm, they can access the deepest of their memory. And they can recollect past life. Like the Buddha, he said he could remember many of his past life, what he was. So yes, but not with every meditator. Some meditator might be able to access this ability, but it's not prerequisite to enlightenment. So there's no need to worry about it if you don't have it.
Is this related to feelings of like intuition?
I don't know. I haven't been there before. I haven't got it. So, but it's just like remembering yesterday and day before and day before yesterday and so forth. What happened? Just memory, really. So you can just trace back 1 year, 2 years, 3 years back in the past and so forth. Clearly, like as if you're watching a documentary, TV documentary. But this is not useful for enlightenment anyway. So because it doesn't give you the equanimity that you get from the fourth jhana. So if you should have this special ability when you meditate, you should bring it back to the fourth jhana. If you have this ability, it will occur after you enter the fourth jhana, but it won't stay in the fourth jhana. It will just then go straight to this memory recollection thing. If you do this, you will be just watching a documentary of your past lives. That's all.
Thank you so much, Ajaan.
Okay.
That's all I have today.
All right. Happy working. Who else next? Ryan. Okay, from Singapore.
Namaste, Ajaan.
Yes, how are you?
Doing okay. So last week I started to read the Vinaya, and I realized that even though I'm just a layperson, but I realize even as I'm reading the Vinaya, I'm already feeling some resistance and doubt about some of the rules. So I just wonder, like when you first ordained, was there any doubt with regards to the rules, and how do you overcome that doubt?
Well, I look at it as a prerequisite, like when you want to attend a club or an organization, they have rules, right, that you have to follow. So just follow, that's all. There's no need to have any doubt about it. If you want to join the organization, you have to do what they ask you to do, expect you to do. That's what the monastic code is about, just rules, regulation, to keep people living in the organization happy and no problem. Why is there any doubt for what?
I see. I think it's because of my kilesas that's maybe it's like going against my attachments. So that's why I'm feeling that resistance when I read them.
You don't like the rules, and so you want to change the rule, right?
There is one about when you eat, you shouldn't scrape the bowl. It's like a stickia.
It's etiquette. See, it's etiquette. Don't want you to make any sound when you eat. Yeah.
I see. But does that mean that you can't finish what you have in your bowl, because when you finish something, you need to kind of scrape it a little bit?
This is really minor thing, you know. I think it's no big problem. And usually people in ancient times, or even during the not many years, the Thai forest tradition still use this. They don't eat with spoon, they eat with their hands.
Okay. So with the hand, they can't scrape the bowl in that case.
Yeah. And there's also some other reason why not scraping the bowl, but I'm not sure whether it is or not, so I should mention it. But basically, they want monks to behave nicely, because they want monks to be respectable. You know? So they have to have a nice manner, good manner, eating manner, and so forth.
Okay, so I'll contemplate more about joining the club. Thank you.
You look at the benefit that you get from joining the clubs: free everything, free food, free accommodation, free medicine, no need to pay for any bills, no taxes.
Yeah, Singapore, everything is very expensive. I think we're number 1 or number 2 most expensive city in the world. So it's not very pleasant being a layperson here anymore.
Yeah, better be a monk. All you have to do is just follow the rules. That's all. Okay.
Yes, thank you, Tanaja.
All right. Go to Malaysia. Kwan Liman.
Ajaan, I'm going for a retreat this Saturday for 1 week only.
Yes, good.
Yeah, this place
Is this individual retreat or group retreat?
is a group retreat, but most of the time we practice on our own, walking and sitting, walking and sitting. In the morning and evening, there will be a talk.
Good. It's better to practice alone, because you have no distraction with people. You practice together, and you can be distracted by other people when you practice.
Yeah. Maybe we will be practicing in the same hall. I'm not sure how, but I just want to make use of the place to practice. Yeah.
I think some of the retreat, they require you to keep silent, no talking.
Noble silent. no
Yeah.
talking. Mm. Okay.
Okay, good luck to you. You have any question?
Not today, Ajahn. Thank you.
Okay. Go to Claudia now. Claudia from Switzerland. Professor Ken isn't in yet. I haven't seen him on the screen.
Good afternoon from Switzerland. I just saw Kenneth for a moment at the conference, so I don't know if he is still online.
Maybe he came in late, so he might be in the back of the. Yeah, here I see him now. Almost the last person on the queue.
Okay. Yeah. So good afternoon from Switzerland. Everything is fine. This weekend or in a few days, I'm going to get a visitor who supported me very much when I represented the Buddhist religion in the Council of Religions in Nuremberg. We are going together to visit the monastery in Switzerland. I'm looking much forward to go to the monastery Monday next week.
To Dhammapala?
Yes.
I see.
Yeah.
Good.
So no questions so far. I enjoy to be here at the conference this afternoon.
Okay. I'll go to Julia now from Colorado, I think. How long? How are you? How you've been away for a while?
สวัสดีค่ะพระอาจารย์ Yeah, the I think the time changed back this half of the year, so maybe I'm lazy. So now I'm here again.
Yeah.
Online.
Impermanent.
Yeah. I read it Beyond Birth from Sri and Czech. I read Ajaan's book.
Yes.
Yeah. So inspiring. It was really helpful. I think the attitude that Ajaan was cultivating in the book, in the Beyond Birth, naturally that attitude also works here. But I think sometimes culturally expectations for me are that I should make more idle chatter and be pleasing and socially. So it made me so happy to read about someone's life that just follows the knowing to the culmination. Yeah, so Anumodana for Ajaan's life so far.
I have no complaint. How's your practice? Okay.
It's okay. I sit 2 times every day, in the morning and the evening. And so
Is that all the time you have for practice, or you?
no, I have much more time.
I see. You don't have to go to work, do you? You don't have
No,
to go
not
to
right
work.
now.
Mm.
So sometimes I chose not to be married, so I have more time to practice and but then I have neighbors, and then I also have like little interests, and then I have a chronic habit to volunteer for good projects. So when the mind is very concentrated, I don't care about any of that. But then if the mind has to come out of concentration, then to deal with worldly things, then I still have, well, then I forget how much I love to just be, to turn the mind
Inward,
go back.
inside. Yeah.
Hmm?
Turn the
Yeah.
mind inside.
Yeah.
Turn the mind inside.
Yeah. Yeah, like sometimes I see nothing happens when we die, and you know the chitta is not the Gaya's, and you know it's just a bunch of filaments and they unravel, and then the attitude also sometimes I can pull back. But then if my neighbors invite me to go do something, I want to be polite because I was raised to be polite. So I go with the neighbors. I want to have good relations. And, you know, I don't really want to die. I forget sometimes what that's like. And, but so there's a what, sometimes I do the online retreat for like a week online. A little bit of chanting. Also, I wonder if this, you know, the man at work was talking about alaya vijnana. And I was wondering, you know, I came across this term, like a Sanskrit term from the Tibetan way of practice. And I'm wondering if it's the same as bhavanga consciousness, because I explored that. Like I went through, so I got concentrated, and then I looked through all the filaments inside the kaya, the physical body, and then I looked at the chitta satipatthana, and then sometimes the release a little bit. And then if I drop more, I think I can find there's like the consciousness that I thought maybe it was bhavanga. So I was trying to look in that. And so I'm wondering if that's what this man at work was talking about. And also I was hearing Ajaan saying maybe that's not necessary or useful.
That's right. It's a form of bhavanga like the jhanas, but they're not still. The mind is not resting. The mind is working with the activities of the ability to recollect past lives or some other special psychic power. The ability to read the mind of other people, the thoughts of other people, or the ability to connect with other spiritual beings. You need this type of bhavanga to do it. The Buddha used this type of bhavanga when he taught the Dhamma to the spiritual beings, the devas. But they are not tools for your enlightenment. Because this type of bhavanga doesn't give you equanimity. If you don't have equanimity, you won't have the strength to let go or resist your defilement, like resist your neighbors. If you have equanimity, you can politely say, "So, thank you, but I have to be alone. I like to meditate." What's wrong with that? Yeah.
Yeah. That's validating.
So don't worry about this special psychic power ability.
Okay.
What we want is equanimity, the ability to say frankly to anybody, the truth. without having any qualms. Not worry about whether they're gonna like you or not, as long as you're telling the truth.
Okay.
Because you can be happy alone. See, if you have equanimity, then you don't need anybody. The reason why you still need other people because you feel lonely when you're alone. But with equanimity, you don't feel lonely. You feel peaceful, happy. So you have to get to that point. Once you get to that point, then you can say goodbye to everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be good to have continuity of
Of
that goodbye
practice.
feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, there's a dilemma here. See, you need the time to practice, but you cannot say no to other people. So you could not get to the practice to get to the point where you can say no to people.
Okay.
So maybe you have to go away from people as far as possible and be alone. Then you don't have to say no to other people.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
That's why the Buddha has to leave the palace. You know, if he stay in the palace, he could not say no to people. So he say you have to become a monk. Once you become a monk, nobody bothers you anymore because they know you are antisocial.
I think if I were a man, I would be a monk, but I'm a woman, or this is the package that I received to associate with and to use the sense doors for awakening. I'm happy to be in this one, but also may I say one more piece, one more thing?
Sure,
please?
go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I spontaneously, I don't know why I did this. I offered to help transcribe some Dhamma talks that were given a few years ago by someone else. I don't know why I offered. And I thought, well, this is stupid. Maybe it's an excuse. I should just be practicing, not transcribing other people's Dhamma talks. But then, and I don't know what my motivation was. And it takes time. So I was like, why am I doing this? And then, but it was somehow satisfying. And then I remembered that in 2016, before I ever met Ajaan Suchart, I listened to the Lonta Mahabua talk. I believe it was translated by Ajaan and read by Ajaan. It was audio, it was online, and it was profoundly transformative in my heart. So then I was thinking, well, if I have so much gratitude for listening to this person, this excellent venerable monk translating and reading this talk, and if it helped my practice in that moment, like 8 years ago, then maybe it's okay a little bit trying to help transcribe. But then maybe it just becomes the entertainment.
Distraction from your meditation.
Yeah.
Because your defilement doesn't allow you to meditate. So you're trying to find some excuses for you to do some other thing.
Yeah.
But you have to look at the consequence of the product that you get from what you do. See, you get better products when you meditate than you get from doing other things. See?
Yeah.
So you have to look at the consequence of your action, and then it will make you be able to decide which type of action you should take. Meditation or doing some other work, like charity work.
Yeah, I get the mundane.
Yeah, you don't get to the supramundane. You don't get to the supramundane.
Okay. So can Ajaan do his book and translate the talks from his teacher and remain in some sort of lokuttara way during the activity?
Well, if you can divide up your time, for different works, and try to manage it to to a manageable level, not hurting your practice, then it's okay. But sometimes you might be overdoing some other work and then diminish your Dhamma work. Then this is not good. You should
Okay.
always give priority to your Dhamma work first, and the other work should be considered to be accessory work, not the principal work.
That's perfect for me to be reminded. I'll reflect on that. Okay, that's all for now.
Okay, good luck to you.
Be in good health.
Okay, now we go to Celia in Peru. Hi, Celia. How's your mother?
Hi, Prajan. She's doing well. Well, she has her aches all the time, but we expect that. Every once a year, she has a very big something happens. So, but now I already have it in my mind. I try to be prepared for that. But by now, things are going well. No? She's in a good mood, so that helps a lot. A lot.
Good. And yourself?
Well, I'm doing my practice with ups and downs. I did have some questions for you about my practice. I've been dealing with trying to tackle sensual desires in particular, because I see by now it's an issue, but I can see how it's going to be an issue in the future also, no? So I was thinking, I started doing Asuba, like going through the 32 parts of the body. And I started doing it in my own body, because I had always listened that you have to do it in your own body and not in the bodies of other people. But the thing is, I had memorized the 32 parts of the body, but I started with Ke, Salo, Manaka, Dant, and very soon, even before getting to Tacho, my mind becomes very peace and very calm, very peaceful and very calm, and the meditation goes really smooth. And then I don't want to contemplate anymore, no, because I'm just there. It's like just stays there. So I just watch the breath, and my mind doesn't feel inclined even to do Buddha, just stay with the breath. So then I started thinking, yeah, but you're really not doing Asuba. You're not really going through the 32 parts of the body. So after some days, I started doing it on the body of other people, which is the first time that I do this. But the same thing, no? After some days, also it became, I never get to do even 6 or 7 parts of the body, because my mind becomes very calm and peaceful. So I stay with the breath the rest of the meditation. So the thing is that I'm, of course, having a meditation that is very peaceful and calm is really nice, especially because some weeks ago my mind was all over the place, and now it's so calm and peaceful. So I don't even understand why is this happening. But I don't really feel that I'm tackling sensual desires. I don't really feel that I'm doing Asuba. I feel it's more samatha meditation, because the mind gets calm and peaceful soon, especially when I do it on my own body. So I wanted to ask you some advice on that, no? On if my aim is to tackle sensual desires, should I continue doing Asuba and going through the 32 parts of the body, maybe not contemplating so much on each part? Or I should continue just doing what I'm doing, contemplating each part, but then my mind comes very calm and peaceful, and then I have to just do breathing meditation, no, until the meditation ends, no?
Well, see, usually when we practice, I'm talking about practicing full time. If we practice full time, we can divide up the time, half for contemplation and half for meditation. So when you contemplate, you just keep on contemplating. Even if your mind wants to be calm, you keep doing your contemplating work. and don't let the mind, the calmness, distract you from your study of the body. And when you want to calm your mind, then don't think about contemplation. Just maybe use the contemplation to calm your mind, and then stop the contemplation. But you have to be know exactly what you're doing, whether you want to calm your mind or you want to study the nature of the body. So sometimes you cannot let the mind decide for you, see, because the mind is still being hijacked by your defilements, and and your defilement doesn't like asupa, and it doesn't allow you to contemplate on asupa. So you might find some other, excuses for you not to do it, like, oh, yeah, my mind is calm, so I stop.
Yeah, I
So
also
you-
thought that, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, so you have to know precisely what you're expecting or doing at this particular time, at a certain time. If you want to contemplate, then you have to force your mind to contemplate half an hour, 1 hour, or whatever. Don't let it be. Don't let it go do other things. And if you want to calm your mind, then don't think. Only use thinking to calm your mind. Once your mind becomes calm, then stop. Keep it still. Keep it not thinking for as long as possible. Or when you start to think, then you can use the contemplation again to calm it back, to bring it back to calm again. So it depends on what time you want to give to each particular type of practice. It's like studying. You have different hours for different subject, right? This hour you study mathematics, the next hour you study biology, the next hour you study history, for instance. So this is the same way with practice. You have to divide up your time and do them separately. You want to calm your mind, then just keep your mind calm. Don't think, don't contemplate. Or contemplate only if you need to keep it calm, then you contemplate to keep it calm. But if you want to study and understand and remember the nature of the body, then you have to keep concentrating on contemplating until you can picture the different parts in your mind. So that every time you see somebody, if you want to think of the 32 part, they should come up right away.
Yes, that was my aim actually, because I went out some days ago and I was seeing people and I was trying to see their internal organs, the bones, the muscles.
On the
But
skeleton,
because
just seeing skeleton walking around, it's very difficult to
Yes.
see, right?
but because I never get to Ati, I never get to the bones, it's a little bit more difficult. No, I thought that if I actually do the 32 parts of the body, it would be more easy to do this exercise, no? Even if it's intellectual, but
I
it's
think
quicker to do it.
you can skip the first 5 parts, which you see every day already, and go to the parts that is under the skin.
Yes, because I never get there. I just want to touch. Oh, mine becomes so peaceful.
And maybe
so
you can
yeah.
just choose one particular part and then use that as your main object of contemplation, like the skeleton, for instance.
Okay, cool.
Try to
But
picture the
something that-
skeleton in your mind all the time, and then next time when you see your body, whether your own body in a mirror or you see your mother's body, you start to see her skeleton instead of seeing the whole thing. Just see the skeleton.
Something that has helped is the skin, like tearing apart the skin. I don't think I've done it in myself, but it works really well when I do it in other people, including my mother. I mean, when I do it, the relationship I have with my mother in that moment changes a bit. I don't know why, but in a good way. I mean, like there's this a little bit
Maybe more
detached.
detached,
Exactly. Yes,
Mhm.
this
You don't
detachment,
see
and I can
yourself.
feel it.
You don't see yourself. You just see your body part.
Exactly. Yeah. So I thought maybe I can do both, like tearing the skin and the skeleton. But that's
You
good. So
can-
maybe if I do meditation, I do 1 hour in the morning and 1 hour in the evening. Well, and I've been doing also, maybe that has to do. I've been doing chanting before each meditation, and I think that has helped a lot because it's the first time that I do it. Definitely before the meditation chant, and in the evening I put my favorite chantings. I've edited them, so it takes quite a while, but I think that also helps helps a lot. But in
You
any
can
case,
you can chant the 32 parts also. If you
I do
like.
it. I do
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I've
And-
included it definitely.
And you can do it many times also, just not one time. Do as many times as you want.
Okay, good. So maybe I can use in the morning, calming the mind, and in the evening, just contemplating. Will that make sense?
Whatever you want, just to know what you have to do and do what you have to do. If you think your mind is not calm enough, then you have to do meditation for calm. And if you think that your perception of body is not good enough, well, then you want to do more contemplation.
Okay, trial and error. Okay, good.
Yeah.
This is a good advice. I have another question. Can I make it now, or should I
Sure,
wait
sure.
until the
Go
end?
ahead. No problem. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I've been also to have a little bit more of mindfulness and effort in my practice. I've been thinking, okay, so today I am going to die at midnight. No, I'm definitely going to die. So before I used to say, oh, I may die, but that didn't help because I may die, but maybe I know I don't die. So I continue doing whatever I was doing. But since I started saying I will die at midnight, I think I'm posting this as if it was true, but I really don't know if it's true, no? Sometimes I think it's going against the fourth precept, like posting something as true when I don't know, or I really don't think, at least don't think that it will actually happen. But then I remember that many teachers say that during the day we are born and we die many times. It's not only when we give our last breath in this lifetime, but during the day we're always being born and dying. So my question is, could you explain more about this? How is it that we are born and we die during the day and all time?
Oh, it's just maybe just a way of telling us that the body is constantly changing. See? So we keep changing. So the old body dies and the new body continues on. That's why we have different ages, right? When we look at our body when we're younger, we transform. So transformation is considered to be dying and borning. Being born, you give up the old body and you get a new body. But the process is so slow. You don't see it. See? But this is not important because it doesn't affect your mind so much. What affects your mind is the real death.
Yes.
So,
But I just wanted to think that when I say I will die at midnight, I'm actually saying something that is true, because at midnight I'm not going to be the same that I'm going to be at midnight and 1 minute more. No? So yeah.
if you can use it to calm your mind, to push your mind to do more practice, then this is okay.
Yes.
That's all. So we all have different methods, different ways of trying to arouse our exertion, our practice. So whichever method that works for you, that's fine.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Ajaan.
Okay, you're welcome.
Hope you be well and healthy. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you can ask the water, the elements to be healthy or not.
Okay, I will have it in my mind.
Yeah. Okay, next, Christine Coe from Penang.
Good evening, Ajaan. Can you hear me?
Cannot hear you. You're not loud enough.
Cannot
Speak
hear.
loud. Yeah, close to the microphone.
You hear me?
Yes, okay.
Okay. I'm happy that I can entitled to get a few days leave. Then beginning of next month, I'll be going to for a precept in temple.
Yes, good. Do as much as possible.
Yes, sir. I come in to pay respect to Ajaan. May Ajaan be well, happy, and strong, and long life.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Same
you,
for
sir.
you. Same for you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, go to New Zealand now. Anura and Ramya.
Namaskaram, Kang Ajaan. Yeah, how are you? So, I don't have any question, Kang Ajaan. Do you have any?
No questions, Ajaan.
No
Very
question.
inspired and happy after
Okay.
pilgrimage.
Try to stay happy and no worry, no sadness. You know,
No,
if you're sad or you are worried, it means you are delusional.
yeah, yeah.
You're making yourself sad because of your delusion. Nobody causes your sadness. It's you yourself, your delusion that causes you to become sad because you still cling to something.
Yeah. So it's
Okay.
been very good. Yeah. So practice is good. Buddha is working for me. So even at work, in between, concentrate on the work, and in between, I try to use meditation
So
objects.
the pilgrimage trip is really useful for you.
Yes, yes, definitely. It's boosted the practice, and it's so peaceful now.
Okay.
And started reading some of the books that we brought. Started reading Ajaan Mahabua's. Ajaan Martin wrote a book, Paying Respect, based on Luanta Mahabua's funeral talks.
Mhm.
So it's about Luanta Mahabua's life. So that's very inspiring. And then we got printed Ajaan Man's book. We looked for that book in Thailand, but we couldn't find it. So we got a PDF and then we printed that. So started reading that too. So it's inspiring. So, and we brought some of the books from Watian Tang Ajaan. So one of the books is Asuba Pictures. So that's in one of the Thai books that's helping all the others. It's so much information now, so many tools in our toolbox. So
Yeah,
need to
good.
use.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope you make good use of it.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yes. So I have a question, Tang Ajaan. Just so if we come to Watian, we won't be able to see you on weekdays. Is that correct?
No, you can see me on weekdays, but in the morning during meal time, about 9 o'clock in the morning at the
After
dining
the
hall. Yeah, I finish eating about 9 or somewhere around there. Then we can talk
Oh, okay. Okay.
on
Every day,
weekdays. On weekdays.
Yeah.
On non-weekdays like Saturday, Sunday, and the observance day, I won't be at the dining hall. I'll be eating in my kuti instead. So I won't be seeing anybody in the morning, but I'll be giving talks on those days during the afternoon.
In front of your kuti, the same as last time. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. That's on the weekend. Okay. Yeah. Understand. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Tang Ajaan. Yeah.
Okay.
So we
But
are planning to.
the best time to talk to me is to come and join the Zoom meeting.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
Because
Yes.
when you
Yeah.
come to see me at the dining hall, sometimes I have other people waiting also on queue. So we could not
Yeah.
talk much.
Yeah. Yeah. True. Yeah.
All right.
Agree. Yeah. Thank you, Tang
Okay.
Ajaan. Thank you.
Practice,
Thank,
Ajaan.
thank you
Okay.
for teaching. Yeah.
Philip, your turn now from Malaysia.
Good evening, Tanjan. Good wishes from me. Yeah, I mean, I like your analogy about regarding about the joining of the club. You know, you have to follow the rules, and sometimes when you also ask us to practice, you know, you use the boxer analogy. You know, you will only really know until you really step into the ring. Now, those are very good analogy. Actually, the question I want to ask is that regarding the practice. There are a lot of Dharma practitioners who really knows their theory a lot, while others want to practice. I mean, what is actually the balance? Because you know, for me, for the longest time as a student, you know, I excel better in the practical sense. I learn the most when I do things. Not as much as being taking the exam, reading and things like that. So like for example, in the Dharma, you hear people talking about description of these jhanas and this and things like that. How important is it in knowing the theory than rather the practice? Because I feel that the few hours that you read on the book takes the few hours away from actually sitting doing your meditation.
Well, it depends on which level your practice is. If you're on the precept level, then all you have to learn is the precept, how to keep the 5 precepts. So if you're keeping the 8 precepts, just learn how to keep the 8 precepts. And if you learn to meditate, just learn how to develop mindfulness. That's all you need to know, really, when you come to a real thing, real practice. You don't have to start study all the scriptures. Besides, you have a teacher. When you practice, you usually go live in a monastery and practice with a teacher. So you just follow the book, the teaching. You just listen to the Dhamma talks. You don't have to study books or anything like that. But basically, you have to learn what you have to do. That's all. If you want to keep the 5 precepts, you have to learn what the 5 precepts are. If you want to keep the 8 precepts, you have to learn what the 8 precepts are. If you want to meditate, you have to learn how to develop mindfulness. And besides how to develop mindfulness, you have to know which place you should develop mindfulness. You should be alone, quiet, seclusion, so forth. And also what support your mindfulness practice and what can be obstruction to your mindfulness practice. You have to know these things. Like if you eat too much, this can be an obstruction to your mindfulness practice because you become drowsy, sleepy. You want to go sleep. So you have to moderate your food eating. So like maybe eat once a day, for instance. And the location you practice, you don't want to practice with many people around you. You want to be alone, quiet place. These are the things that you have to know. You don't have to worry about the jhanas and about anything. That you don't need to know at that time yet. All you need to know is how to maintain mindfulness. And when you meditate, you know how to meditate properly.
Like Tanajan, so I mean, with all this, all these theories and things like that, I tend, not to be able to remember them or whatever. But I know, for example, if the practice is well, my mind is calmer. I go into a very I would say a blank space, without thoughts. I know that after meditation, over time, things that I used to hold, I can let go. That's what I know. That's why I know I can let go on things that I used to hold and say that, hey, no, I want that, I want this. Now I can let go on things. So when the theory comes out too much, it just gets a bit nuclear physics, I'm just saying.
We had too much information, more than we need, and they can become a distraction in themselves. So try to erase all the information that you have learned from your studies, and only retain what you need to know to assist you in your practice. That's all.
So it's just like the brand of sports apparel. They say just do it, right?
Just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
Some teacher they don't know the sutta. They don't know anything. They only know Bhutto. That's all they've been taught to do all day long. It's just keep reciting Bhutto.
I know. I know that the days that because I'm as you say, a part-timer, I still work and things like that. The days that there are weeks that are calm. There are weeks that are fluttering, the mind. But I know that if you break through that flutter, if you break through that noise or the disturbance, that it's worthwhile at the end. There, I know it's worthwhile at the end that you break through. That's what I know. The rest of the suttas, I can't tell you. I can't quote you any of these suttas.
You don't need to know all these suttas. I don't know many, I don't know a lot these sutras. All I know is how to do it. Don't have to know much about the theory. The theory comes only when you come to the the wisdom part. Then all you need to know is the four noble truths and the three characteristics of existence. That's all you need to know. And apply them to everything. See, the goal is to get rid of your suffering or dukkha. And you have to know that the cause of your dukkha is your craving. So the more you can reduce your craving, then the more will be your suffering will be reduced. And when you have no cravings left, then there will be no suffering left in your mind. And that's it. That's the goal of practice. To get rid of your suffering.
Right. Correct. I mean, to be honest, I mean the little teachings that you've taught, like I mean, I observe the day precepts, once every week, just to tell you that there was one night, where I was meditating, it was the hunger pranks just came up so bad, but I just meditated through, and to be honest, once you got through that, right, I was not hungry until the next day afternoon, because the calmness is actually, you're right, it's not the body.
Fulfilling. Your calmness is fulfilling. See?
Correct.
Contentment gives you contentment.
Yes.
Once you have contentment, then you're not hungry.
Yes. And I mean, this is what I meant. I mean, just do it. I mean, I can hear a million times. I wouldn't know it until you feel it. You do it.
Right.
Anyway.
So just try to pay more attention to the practice than the study. We overstudy, we know too much, and it becomes confusing sometimes. So just learn the things that you need to do, that's all. Keep the precepts and develop mindfulness. This is the first level of practice, really. Keep the precepts and try to maintain as much mindfulness as possible. And meditate as much as possible. First, get to jhana first. Once you get jhana, once you have equanimity, then you can go up to the next level. That is wisdom. Study the noble truth, the four noble truths. What causes your suffering, your stress? It's your cravings. So all you need to do is stop your cravings. If you have equanimity, you have the strength to stop it. If you don't have equanimity, you don't have the strength to stop it. So you have to practice more jhana to get the strength to be able to stop your cravings. That's all. Very simple in practice. You don't have to know anything at all the sutras. Just know this basic, this principal truth, principal knowledge, the four noble truths, the three characteristics of existence. It covers everything. Everything that exists is under the law of the three characteristics. Anicca, dukkha, anatta. And dukkha is caused by your craving for them to be permanent. When they are not permanent, you want them to be permanent. When you cannot make them permanent, you get dukkha. But if you accept that they are impermanent and accept it and leave it alone, don't have any craving for them to be permanent, then there will be no dukkha for you. That's it. That's all you have to do is get rid of your dukkha by getting rid of your cravings, your desire for things to be the way you want them to be. Not letting them be what they really are. We want to change them, but we cannot. We want to control them, but we cannot. So we get dukkha. Okay? I have to go faster now, I think.
Thank you,
have
Dan.
half an hour left.
Profound teaching. Thank you.
Okay, go to Wanma. Hi, Wanma. Where are you from? Oh, Myanmar, I'm sorry.
Hello, Ajaan. I'm from Singapore, so this is actually my second time joining, but I wasn't able to change my name. Yeah, I joined as Clara from the first time.
Okay, no problem. Can I help you?
Yes. So Ajaan, my parents are very devout Christians, and this has been a long-term problem where they view, they hold this very firm view that Buddhism is essentially worship of evil spirits, and they view my practice as pretty much as an outward defiance to them, as my parents. So I was wondering, Ajaan, do you have any advice for me as to how I can maintain like a peaceful relationship with my parents, but still maintain my practice and not anger and upset them? Thank you,
Well,
Ajaan.
Don't talk about religion when you talk to them. You skip religion, and whatever you do, whatever you practice, don't tell them. It's your private business. That's all. Keep it to yourself, and don't try to change their attitude either. Let them be whatever they want to be. Only if you want to help, if you can say something, it's only when they ask you about what, and you ask you for something, then if you can give them whatever they ask you, then you can give them, tell them. But otherwise, just keep religion separate from the family.
That makes sense, Ajaan. Yeah, I try not to speak to them about it, but I do go to the temple for meditation quite at least 4 times a week. So I think my parents they do ask me like what I'm up to, like what I've been doing.
You can tell them, if they ask you, you can tell them the truth. There's nothing wrong with that. But if they're not happy, that's too bad. It's their own fault to ask you, right? Because you didn't volunteer.
That's true. That's
So maybe
true,
maybe next time they won't ask you anymore once they found out that by asking you will make them unhappy. But don't try to argue with them. Don't try to argue with them. If they say Buddhism is bad, you shouldn't. You just listen and just keep quiet. Let them say whatever they want to say, but you can continue on doing what you think is good for you.
Thank you, Ajaan. I guess I shall maintain noble silence around
That's
my
right.
parents.
Yeah. Don't get angry at each other. That's wrong.
Thank you, Ajaan. May you be
All
well
right.
always.
Okay, you're welcome. Go to Singapore with Gary. Hi, Gary.
Good evening, Ajaan. Hope to see you soon in Kaohsiung.
Okay.
No questions so far.
All right, good. I have to go a little bit faster now. We are run out of time. We'll go to Belinda, also from Singapore. You coming along with him to Singapore, Belinda?
Not sure yet.
No, one year, probably. Or you want to go stay at Kaohsiung and you have to make reservation there.
Can I stay at Kaohsiung, Ajaan?
They have places for women separate from the men, from the monk. But you have to make reservation. You have to ask one of my assistant for the information. Okay.
Thank you, Ajaan.
Go to Apalachita from Dubai. Hi, how are you?
Good evening, Ajaan. Yes, I'm fine. I was just curious since Belinda mentioned, you said it's also possible to stay
On the mountain, yes, on the mountain in the forest. They have houses, individual houses for ladies, for women to practice alone. But you have to be alone. You have no teacher. You have to know what you want to do there to meditate, and you don't meet anybody. You don't socialize with anybody. No group practices or anything like that. Just individual retreat.
So if I'm interested, what is like the minimum days that, since I don't know, but I would like to attempt?
I think you can. I think there's usually the 3-day minimum
Okay.
and maybe maximum. I think they allow you up to two weeks if the room is available. But sometimes we have many queues, many people joining. So it depends. You have to talk the details with my assistant. You can contact through the same email that you used to contact us.
Right. Sure. Okay. No, I'm interested. I think it would
Okay.
be
Maybe she
quite.
can give you more information about
All right.
this place.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Thank
All
you.
right. Go to Alfredo in Sao Paulo. Alfredo? Ubeka.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? Happy?
Okay.
Good?
Happy. Good.
Meditate?
No sensorial pleasures. A lot.
No sensual pleasure. No more motorcycle riding?
Oh yes.
You still
Riding
do, huh?
to São Paulo.
That's sensual pleasure also. That is also sensual pleasure.
It's normal. It's our karma, né, Bante? Our life, né?
You should meditate instead of riding motorcycle.
Yes.
You
I like a lot.
You get better happiness from meditation and riding motorcycle.
Yes. Neutral feeling, Bante. Neutral feeling.
Ubeka.
Upeka. Bante, my friends don't like your test about reborn.
About what?
About reborn.
Rebirth. Why?
Rebirth. My friends don't like. It's a drug. It's a drug. They say. It's normal, but the most peoples don't know about things of Buddha, né, Bante?
They don't know about themselves. It's the Buddha is teaching us about ourselves.
Yes.
Without the Buddha, we don't know who we are. We think we are the body. Mostly people without the teaching of the Buddha will think that the body is just me. And when the body dies, I die with the body. And that's the end of me. But according to the Buddha, that's not the end of me. The me continue on.
They suffer. Yes.
Okay.
Bante, a little. Bante, if a person reach jhana one time, if a person reach apana samadhi, if a person see the anatta, is necessary? Is it necessary to reach jhana again, Bante?
Well, see, one time jhana only gives you a brief equanimity. So you want to do many one-hand jhanas to get one-hand equanimity. So you have strong mind to be able to stop your defilements. One time is not good enough.
Yes.
But it depends. Maybe if it's strong enough, then you can stop your defilement, then it's okay also. It depends on if you can stop your cravings or not. If you can stop your motorcycle riding with one jhana, that's good enough.
Yes.
If you give up motorcycle riding altogether with one jhana, then that's very good.
Yes.
But you need to, once you have the jhana, you want to go back again and again because it feels so good.
Yes.
It's like taking drugs. It's like taking drugs. It's like taking cocaine. But it's harmless. It doesn't hurt the body or the mind. Not like cocaine. Cocaine can hurt the body and the mind.
Yes. No. My friends say that because they don't know about Buddha's teaching. They don't know about enlightenment. Enlightenment is not knowing for all peoples, but all peoples not know about enlightenment. What's
That's right.
enlightenment? what's
Buddha,
Dr. Bird.
the Buddha said that very few people can appreciate his teaching.
Yes.
Not many people.
Yes.
You are one of the lucky few.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Bante.
All right. Go to California now. Stalin and your wife. Hi, Stalin.
Can you hear me, Ajaan?
Perfectly.
Okay. No, I don't want to take the time because if I go to talk something, that will be something deep. So I thought I will pass at this time.
Okay.
Because what I'm going to talk is something deep.
Okay.
I just wanted to say I'm grateful. I just wanted to pay respects and the today's talk helped a lot. I needed to know about the meditation. You talked a lot about the meditation, so it is helpful and thankful to you.
Okay, you're welcome. I'll go to Toronto with Priyal and Indira. Doctor is working now, I presume.
Good morning from Toronto, Ajaan. How are you?
Good, thank you. And you?
Good. I just, Pial is actually with a patient, so he might come. But before that, I'll ask you a question, Ajaan. Now, sometimes it is difficult, like to go to retreats and do long hours of practice. But if you do like short hours of practice, in your home, like at the same time every day, is that also like, is there a difference? Like, but like, what I want to ask is like, if is that useful too? Because I mean, at this point, like all we can do is that. So, but
I think it's the time that you put in that measures the progress of your practice. The more time you put in, the more progress you get.
Okay, yes.
The more hour, it's like the more hour you work, the more money you make.
Yes. Okay, I understand. Yes. Okay. All right, Ajaan. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. And you take care.
If I'll come back, we can talk to him later, okay?
Thank you, Ajaan, Teruan Saranai.
Okay. We'll go to Diana from Wales. Hi, Diana.
Greetings, Ajaan. I loved it when you said if you worry or are sad, it's because you are delusional. You make yourself sad because you still cling to something. For some reason, this makes me happy.
That means you're not delusional then.
So thank you. No questions.
Okay. Samanji, you just got up. It's your turn now, Samanji. You go somewhere. Okay.
Okay,
She's back now. Samanji, it's your turn. Samanji from Sri Lanka. Go ahead.
Hello, Ajaan. How are you?
Good, thank you. And you?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm doing good.
Okay, what can I help you today?
Yeah, I have a couple of questions. Actually, a Catholic friend of mine asked, Buddhism. He said Buddhism always focuses on asubha meditation and all impure. It just highlights the bad aspect of life, that the body is impure, like body is asubha and all. So he asked me as to how because I'm writing on Dhamma also, how I stay focused and how I make me feel happy, because the religion focuses on a lot of asubha things, including the body. So how should I answer him? Actually, what I told him was that we do not focus on asubha aspect of life. We just see the reality of life. So what more should I add, in response to his question?
Well, see, Buddhism teaches many different things, not just Asubha. Asubha is just one of the things that we need to study if you want to skip the sexual intercourse, if you want to maintain celibacy, then we need to have something to stop our mind from having this desire to have sexual intercourse. And the Supa will do this. So it's usually for monks or people who keep the 8 precepts. But with people who doesn't keep the 8 precepts and not monks or nuns, then they don't need to study the Supa at all.
And also I have another question, like a departed chitta has no memory about its previous birth. Like why is that, like when a person is dead, he has no, like it's the same thinking element that goes throughout samsara, but he doesn't have a memory about his or her previous birth. Like, could you explain that?
See, the memory can be short or long, depends on each individual character. Some people have long memory, so they can recollect past lives. Some people have most people have short memory, so they cannot recollect past life.
But you have to be an arahant to remember your past birth,
No,
right?
you just have to be able to practice jhana. If you can enter the jhana, then you can access this ability to recollect past life, if you have it. Not everybody who access jhana will have the ability to recollect past life. But those who have long memory, and if they can access the jhana, then they can have they can recollect past life.
What if you are an animal during your previous birth, like any?
Yes, you can remember. You can recollect your immediate past life, what you were, and then the next life before that, and so forth.
Okay, now is
But
it the same?
not everybody, not every meditator can access this ability. Only some, very few.
Okay. Like when we
And it is not a prerequisite for enlightenment either.
And like I just want to ask, like, can a so-on person get angry? Like, can he overreact for the slightest thing? Like, if a person has become achieved 10 so-on status.
Can you please repeat your question and please speak a
I
little
mean,
louder?
whether my query is like whether a so-on person can get angry. The person who has achieved so-on status, can a sotapanna person still get angry?
Yes, only an arahant that doesn't get angry. So the other three levels still get angry. Sotapanna, Sakidagami, and Anagami, they can still get angry because there is still self in them.
When you are anagami, you can feel angry, like you get angry.
Yeah, because you still have cravings left in your mind. You still have conceit. You still think you're better than somebody else. And if somebody contradicts your thinking, you can get angry at that person.
Can I ask 2 more questions?
Yes,
Yeah.
go ahead. Please go
Like
ahead.
an elderly Buddhist, actually he is a practicing Buddhist, but he told me that he does not believe in rebirth. And because as a scientist, he doesn't believe in anything that cannot be tested in a lab. Like, so because of that, he doesn't believe in Buddhist rebirth, but he still says that he's a Buddhist. Like, how can I dispel that misconception? Like, he has been having it for a while.
Because he hasn't got to the Buddhist lab yet. See. In Buddhism, we also have laboratory to prove our theory. And our laboratory is our meditation practice. See. When you meditate and when your mind enters into jhana, then you can see the separation of the mind and body.
And also, like, this is actually, I'm doing an article on online addiction, and I interviewed a couple of parents, actually, maybe about 50 or 60 parents. Most of them told me like their children are addicted to online games, and like however much they tried to save them from online addiction, they have taken them to psychiatrists as well for therapy treatment as well, but whatever they do, like it's very difficult to save them from that addiction. Like they more than 5-6 hours a day, like they spend online. So like when I spoke to them, like actually they have read your interviews and all, they just asked me like, could you just they just asked me whether I could help them with it, like to get the Buddhist view of it, like whether through Buddhist meditation alone. And when I suggested them to do meditate and all, they said though their kids are too small to do that. So what sort of advice should I offer them, Ajaan?
Well, you have to put them in a camp, in which they cannot play games, and like be ordained in a monastery, for instance. And this is only way to get rid of the addiction.
The small children, yeah.
They can become novices, and practice
Okay.
and keep the precept and follow the rules of the monastery. In Thailand, sometimes parents send their children to become monks or to become novices because
At a very young age.
they were addicted to something, and they find that when you go into a monastery, there's nothing that they can have like they have outside of the monastery. So if they can remain there, they might be able to kick the habit.
They have to be there for a while, right?
Yes, a while, maybe 3 months, or 6 months, or 1 year, until they feel they no longer need what they used to need.
So like then they learn meditation practices, like that's how they get
Yeah,
rid
we
of
have
that.
we have activities that to keep them busy, like chanting, meditating, studying, and maybe even do some manual work. Actually, there's one famous Thai temple that deals with drug addicts, and we have many drug addicts from many different countries go to this temple. They have herbal treatment also. They drink some herbal drinks, and then they also do meditation, chanting, studying the scripture, and working in the monastery. And after 3 months, they can kick the habit.
What's the name of it?
วัดธรรมกระบอก I think วัดธรรมกระบอกธรรม TUM กระ KRA and BOG ธรรมกระบอก วัดธรรมกระบอก in Saraburi province, I think. Just search in the internet or search for temple that deals with drug addiction.
Can I ask 2 more questions? Or
Yeah, go ahead. We still have more time.
Like how does Buddhist counseling differ from like Western psychotherapy? Like,
Can you speak louder, please?
how does Buddhist counseling differ from Western psychotherapy? Like,
Well, Buddhists teach us the truth. Our depression, our suffering, our stress, anxiety all come from our defilement, our greed and hatred and delusion. And if we can get rid of our greed, hate, and delusion, then there will be no mental problem.
and also like in Sri Lanka, like some Buddhists actually they are very critical of Buddhist monks because Buddhist monks are not much focused into teaching. They are like devotees Dhamma, rather they are like more interested in like asking for donations and all to build temples and all. Is it okay to criticize Buddhist monks whether they are like good or not, like whether they are into Dhamma or not?
No, it's good to know whether they're good monks or not, or bad monks, but it's not good to criticize anybody.
So is it okay not to offer them any alms, like if they are not?
That's right. If you think they're bad monk, then you should not support them.
Okay. Should governments do? Yeah.
Yeah, same way with government. Yeah. But sometimes bureaucracy got so difficult to change. They have to keep continuing on supporting bad monks because no one can come out and judge which one is good monk or bad monks. So when they still have to follow the rules or the law. But you individually, you can choose, you can decide which one is good monk or bad monk, not good monks. Then you just go to good monks for support, for teaching. You don't go to monks who doesn't teach you Dhamma, who keep asking you for money, for instance.
My last question is like, even if you are interested in leading a monastic life, maybe doing deep meditation and all, due to our duty, because of these duties and responsibilities, we still cannot practice it. Like, is it okay to like, for example, take the case of me, if I feel like doing deep meditation and practice a fully religious life, is it okay if I postpone it a while, maybe thinking maybe that when I'm 60 or something, I can do it in another maybe 10-15 years, I can do it. But for the moment, like, is it okay if I just engage in religious activities like charity, seal, and meditation, and observing 5 precepts for the moment, and like maybe later I can go into deep meditation or lead a fully monastic life? Is that okay, or will that be too late?
Yeah, the older you become, the harder for you to practice. The older you become, the harder for you to learn new tricks. Like, it's hard to teach old dog new tricks. So it's better to do it when you're young.
Okay.
In Thailand, we recommend if people want to go to the spiritual path, they should start at the age of 20. Become a monk at the age of 20, and then
But
it's
we can't-
easier to teach young when you're younger. It's easier to learn new tricks than when you're older.
But we can't practice those while we are at home, no? So we have to like go to a monastery and do it.
Well, it's like treating yourself when you're sick, treating yourself at home and treating yourself at the hospital, which is better.
So we can go to a monastery for a while and then come back, like to lead a lay life, like.
Usually, if you're healed, you don't want to come back.
Okay.
Only when you're not healed and you still want to come back. Okay, is that all?
Thank you. Yes.
All right,
Thank
come
you.
on in anytime you want if you have any question. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right. I think everybody can benefit from your question.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we have one more or two more. Intan from Indonesia. Anything from you, Intan?
Good evening, Ajaan. I have no question, just learning.
Okay, we'll go to the last then. Stephanie. Hi, how are you? Where are you from?
Hi, I'm from Oregon. This is my first time coming in.
Yes.
Hi,
Can I help
I'm
you?
very, very happy to be here. I just wanted to introduce myself. I guess my question, I used to live in a city and I had a Sangha, and now I live on the coast, and I've been by myself with my family for 3 years. I practice very hard. My meditation is my life, but I've been alone. And so finding you guys has been nice. Just any suggestion to deepen my meditation while alone?
Well, try to maintain as much mindfulness as possible when you're not meditating. Like whatever
I
you
try
do,
to-
focus on what you do. Whether you're cooking, eating, taking a shower, or whatever you do, walking, standing, sitting, using the the four foundation of mindfulness as your guide, especially the first part that deals with the clear comprehension of your body movement. Use that. This is the way to develop mindfulness, to calm your mind, to prevent your mind from thinking aimlessly. So that when you meditate, you'll find it easy for your mind to become calm. So
I
this
do
is,
find
this is the basic or the principal part of the practice for beginners. Until you can get into the jhanas, then it means you have strong enough mindfulness.
I do feel like I get in the jhanas, but I've been just doing it by myself. So if I feel really calm and a lot of samadhi, should I just keep going?
Yes, try to stay as calm as long as possible, for hours if it's possible, if you can.
Okay, thank you.
All right. And then after you come out of the jhanas, if you want to contemplate on the anicca, on the three characteristics of existence, then you can do that also if you like.
Okay, thank you. Thank you
See
very
everything
much.
as being impermanent. Everything lasts for temporarily. They don't last forever. If you cling to them, you can become sad or unhappy when you have to lose them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much. That was very
Okay,
helpful.
you're welcome. Okay, Professor Ken, you just turn on your video. Anything?
Sorry, Tanajan, for being late. I have now some teaching duties at this time on a Tuesday, so
Okay, no problem.
sorry for coming in and out so late.
It's
No
okay. If you have any question, you can ask. It's all right to be a little bit
No, I'm
late.
okay. Thank you, Tanajan. I'll listen to everything later on.
Okay. Well, we'll go to the question from Facebook and email then. We have any question, Bon?
ครับหลวงพ่อครับ there's three questions tonight. First question from Nigel, Hong Kong. Ajaan said that the citta is permanent and lasts forever. Based on my understanding, reading the Dhamma Nikaya, the sutta, the Buddha say that it is strong will. The citta or mano vinyan rises and falls day and night. So saying that the citta is permanent contradicts with what Buddha says. Could Ajaan please explain about your viewpoint?
When I talk about the citta, I mean the knowing element. The knowing element is always there. See, when you're talking about things that rising and falling, these are the function of the mind, such as sankhara, vijnana, vedana, sanya. These functions, they keep rising and falling, stopping and going. But the mind, the knowing element, always remain the knowing element all the time. So I mean, the knowing element is permanent. But the function of the knowing elements, such as the Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana, they are not. They keep changing. They keep rising and ceasing.
Second question from Mini. Hi Ajaan, I have been practicing Anapanasati for a long time, but still not able to get into jhana, not even seeing lights. Any advice?
Just keep doing it, especially when you're not meditating. You should practice mindfulness all the time. From the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. Try to stop your mind from thinking aimlessly. Force it to focus on something such as a mantra if you can. Keep reciting Bhutto, Bhutto, or focus on your body movement.
And last question from Ricardo. Where is the mind of a person who has Alzheimer's?
The same place all our mind exists in the same universe, called the spiritual universe.
Okay, there's one more question coming in from Jaya. Can we attain first jhana from walking meditation?
If you are mindful and you concentrate on your walking, yes, you can get to the first jhana by walking, but not the fourth jhana. The fourth jhana, you have to be sitting still or standing still. Okay, that's all the question we have for tonight, and that's all the time also we have for tonight or today. So I'd like to thank you for your company. I hope this meeting is beneficial to you and help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
ค่ะสาธุเจ้า
Thank you พ
ค่ะ
ระอาจารย์
Sadhu,
Sadhu,
sadhu.
sadhu.
Thank you, Tanajan.
Thank you, Ajahn. Take care.